Good day everyone, thank you for coming to the channel. Today I would like to showcase, I guess what I would like to call a cookie cutter Paladin or Telsadin. I don't know which one. Like I thought it was Tesla, but like I seen people spell it as Telsa as well. But anyways, it's the Dream, Paladin. And this is, I guess, kind of like more like the standard cookie cutter. I mean, as I mentioned with Dreamed In, there's just way too many variations to cover everything. But I think based on what the community kind of usually says, this would be considered most cookie cutter. So without further delay, let me show you my shebang. So on my weapon, I'm using a Grief in a Phaseblade. And the most important thing that you gotta keep in mind in order to hit your 4 frames per second is 72 speed combined. So that's weapon speed as well as like item increase attack speed. So I have 33 here. So the minimum that you want would be 32, right? Because Grief would range from between 30 to 40. So and I got this made out of a perfect base 15.3. with a relatively high damage, 395. I bought this, and this is exactly what I requested, and the guy had it, and I paid really low price for it, really cheap. I forgot, but I know it was a really good price. And that's because, I don't need 40. I don't need perfect. Like, I just needed something that was minimum 32 and like 390 plus damage. So this is my selection. And then here's my Enigma. It's made out of mage plate. It's only 5% enhanced defense, but I don't really care too much. The rolls on the low side too, 755, but meh, it still serves its job pretty well. And for my Dream, I'm using this one in a Bone Visage, 15 enhanced defense. And yeah, Dream variance is just 4 variables, right? The defense, and then what was it? Oh, so it's the faster hit recovery, and then defense, and then all res, and then MF. So to get all 4 perfect is like, I forgot, it was like 1 out of like 10,000 or something. It's really crazy. And for my Ami, I'm using a High Lord, and mainly it's because of the increased attack speed, because I need 72 total. So this would be one of my source for for the 20. And then on my shield, I'm using another Dream. And yeah, it's not perfect base. It's not, not that good of a roll. I rolled this myself, and I just stopped here. I was like, I was kind of sick of just wasting a lot of Jar runes. So, my wife is needing me. I'll be right back. Sorry everyone, I'm back, but the earlier game kind of crashed, so I had to kind of remake a new one. But anyways, I was explaining about my boots, I think next. So I finished showing my top items. So my boot, Gore, it's not upped, I don't really care. All I really need are the crushing blows and deadly strikes. And I have a Raven here, near perfect, just 2 attack rating off. And a Raj for the plus skill. And the 20 F0 helps, I guess. Like when I swap, I'm only 31, but still that should like help me reach a breakpoint. And then I'm using a BK ring with 5% life leech. And for my glove, I have a dual leech glove with attack speed. So this helps me reach that 72. So 20, 20, and then right here. Yeah, so I'm at 73. So, and it has like crushing blow as well as, little strength and life. So it's really nice for me. And, with the high physical damage I have, like it will help me leech and help me just stay there and survive really well. And on the swap, I'm using a CTA with 3 Holy Shield. I bought this, I paid a good chunk for it. It's a I like it. Maybe I should re-roll to maybe see if I can get a 6/6, but I'm not gonna touch it. Just let it be for now. And then just Bowl Spirit here, Paladin version. And for charms, I have offensive lifers, and then I have 5 res, and then this is 1 life, and then attack rating 1. So 5 res mostly here, and then 1 of this, and then I have an Annie, almost perfect. And then a torch. And for the stats, I believe I didn't put anything for strength because mage plate is, you know, really low, right? 55. And I put enough for 75% block with the holy shield. And I put rest into vitality. So right here, you know, if I see my resist, like maybe this one I could swap it with another 5 all with maybe secondary stats. But for now, I'm running as this. And for my talents, so right here. So these two are like a must because they're your physical damage. And that's just how you're going to leech. And, you know, yeah, you got to max these two. And then on this, you're going to go all the way down to conviction and just up to 24. Because with bow, you will get minus 150. And even if you put any more points in, you won't go higher than 150. So up to level 25 is, you know, most ideal and most efficient, I guess. Because anything additional is like, kind of like, I think it does minus like more defense or something. But yeah, no, don't go. 24 is fine. And then bow with it. And then these two are synergies for, you know, your dream. And I'm putting into defiance as a level because that helps with my defense. And for my mercenary, what else? My lovely Reaper's Toll. You know, this was a high-end Reaper's Toll, I believe. And it has a, you know, increased attack speed and damage jewel with treachery. And then G phase with increased attack speed and damage jewel. So with this, I'll be at 4.5 frames on my mercenary. And with my setup, I'll be at 4 frames with my Paladin. So let me go ahead and, you know, see if I can show you the calculator as well. So let's go here, Paladin. And yes, I like BTS. I don't think I'm an army. I wouldn't consider myself an army. I wouldn't buy any of their products, but yes, I support them 1000%. So here, and then I'll just put it 35. And yeah, once I click on this, like it will give me the like a little side table, but I lose this, like it resets. I don't, you know, that's the way they do this website. So 20, 20, 20 from the Yami, 20 from the glove, so you're at 40, right? So see, when I put it at 35, it says 444 and your further is useless. So let's go ahead and click on this. And this is how you can tell. See, it says 72. So this 72 is in conjunction with your weapon and all the outside speed. That's what I was saying earlier. So that's why I'm at 73. Hence, I know I'm at 4 frames per second. Oh, and you know what? Let's go ahead and do a mercenary check real quick as well. Oops. Yeah. And then, okay, let's go Thrasher. Then 15. Jab, and I have 60 because 45 from the armor and 15 from the helm. So yeah, I'm at 4.5. So 4 would be the fastest that you can get to with, you know, with your stuff. Oh, I have like some stuff here in the back. Let me close this. So, but yeah, 4.5 is just as good. So now I have my other tune in here, but I'll just leave her in here, and then, you know, I'll go ahead and run a cow and Diablo and Bell. So let me buff up, just start running. So, you know, it's really, you know, enjoyable. Well, I always say this, but like, because of the teleport, like, it really makes my, you know, mercenary control just so easy, right? You know, you need him, just teleport. And then because of the fast speed and the 33% chance to proc the Necrify, like, you know, it's just really nice in all regards. And look at all this, like, this is a pretty nice, you know, decent sized pack, you know, now it's not solo, it's 2-man, but so what, 50% harder, I guess. But still, you know, it was pretty nice, nicely fast and enjoyable, I like to say. And, you know, overall, you know, Dream set, as I always said, is just so versatile, and there are so many ways you can mix and match. So again, this is another this is, like I said, more of a cookie cutter variation that I have noticed. So off of this, like, people would, like, you know, split off and do other things or mix it up and whatnot. So right now I have the amp curse on me, and you know, my life was kind of like going up and down here, so it was kind of dangerous. But you know, in the end, like I made it through. So it was once again like, so I took a lot of that damage, but I was able to regenerate, and that's again the point. You know, I think, you know, playing a caster or, you know, melee, your biggest question, how are you gonna regenerate your life, or how are you gonna address that issue? And for melee, I think the answer is much easier, because all you gotta do is just get some sort of a dual leech, or just solve the dual leech problem, right? You know, vamp gaze is a good answer, although nobody really uses gaze these days at all. And back in my days, like, you know, old days, like when I used to play, like, you know, when running cow was a thing to do, like, yeah, a lot of people wore gaze. You know, and the graphics is really nice too, to be honest. And that's why, again, like, I wish there was like transmog in Resurrected. And I haven't done any heavy researching with the recent news, but I know, you know, the release date's out. It's in September, and they're gonna release the beta in August. And I already bought it, so hopefully I'll be able to enjoy the beta, at least, you know, try it out, right? But you know, so far with what I have read, like, I haven't seen anything about transmog. Like, so far my understanding is that, you know, I mean, the point is to just kind of replicate, you know, smoothly into the 3D with the, you know, whole new system. Well, not new system, but the game, I guess. But I know they added like a couple of, like, you know, quality of life changes. I mean, I guess, you know, gold auto collect is kind of one of that. And then like kind of the zoom in, like, and also like even the graphics, you know, like they added more details that are not on here in the classic, I guess, now. So like, you know, when you like go into the resurrected mode, like, you know, there are more like ambience, you know, like more like barrels or like more graphical details versus the classic. But yeah, I don't know if, yeah, there definitely won't be any significant gameplay change. I mean, there cannot be, because again, like all these guys did, they just paint coded 3D on top. They never changed the game, because Blizzard has announced it, you know, they don't have the codes anymore. So that's why in my previous videos I was saying, like, dude, how are they gonna do this? I mean, you know, it was like, right now that, you know, everyone's doing the remaster, right? So Diablo, I mean, Blizzard already did 2 at the time, StarCraft and Warcraft 3. So we're all saying, like, dude, Diablo 2 remaster is coming. I mean, it's got to. That's the trend. But how are they gonna do that? You know, they don't have the code anymore. And then boom, you know, Vicarious game, I believe, right? Like, they came out with this idea, oh, we're just gonna just 3D code on top. It's like, oh, we're fucking dumbasses. How come no one thought of that? That was such an easy answer to a very, like, debated question. But, you know, obviously it got resolved in a way. But to be honest, that's just a band-aid. Ooh, interesting. What could this be? Okay. But I mean, it's just putting a band-aid, you know, on top of a problem, right? It wasn't a pure solution, right, of the source. So I think, you know, that's why, like, you know, I think it was a Riker Raiders or some other guys, like, you know, people are talking about how, you know, with like the Immoral release as well, Diablo Immoral with the mobile, like, what if, you know, on Resurrected you could do maybe some events or something to, you know, kind of like supplement that, or, you know, add on to that, right? You know, some sort of a change into the system, into the game. But obviously that's not happening, right? Again, because they don't have the code. So that's why it runs into those kind of problems. And I think in the end, ultimately, Blizzard, like, I don't know, what do they want to do? I mean, they're charging $30 a piece, and obviously they're going to be botters, and obviously they're going to be ban waves, and, you know, yeah, I'm not going to do any of that in the beginning, obviously, because, like, there will be bans. I mean, I see it coming. So, but still, you know, it begs the question, like, so we'll see, you know. I mean, they're making $30 a pop, though, like I said, though. And I mean, you know, some of these Diablo 2 classic botters, like I said before in one of my videos before, like, some people will be running literally like 100, 200 bots, or, you know, more even. I mean, I could be wrong. If you guys know, let me know in the comments or something, because it's crazy when I heard some of that. It's like, wow, you're running like 100 bots with droppers and like, I mean, is this your job? But obviously, I mean, I have made purchases on like Diablo 2 websites before, and yeah, like some of the items that I purchased, obviously they didn't have it. It was like one of those dream pieces. It was like in the middle of the season. I couldn't find anybody selling. So I was like, oh, screw it. I'm just gonna pay money for it. And then like, you know, I bought, and of course it's not getting delivered to me because they don't have it too. And then it's this guy with this wolf icon on D2JSP. If you guys know D2JSP, you should know Sir Johnson. Yeah, like, you know, he's looking for it. I'm like, what the hell? Like, he's looking for exactly an item that I had just purchased on this Diablo 2 website. Like, you know, selling website. And like, oh my god, like he's like, you know, looking for it. And I was like, oh shit. And in the end, I canceled their order because they couldn't deliver in 2 days. And I found somebody else who would sell that to me on D2JSP for 4 gold. And much cheaper. So I think I paid like a couple dollars. It was like $2-3 or something. And then, you know, I'll screw it. Hey man, just cancel it. Like, and I requested for cancel. He was like, oh no, why you want to cancel? He's like, well, it's been like 48 hours. And like, you know, you guys still haven't like provided me with it. You know, and like, yeah, for the 48 hours, I saw him, you know, just begging for it on D2JSP. He's like, oh, does anyone have this? Paying like 100 foreign gold, like 150 foreign gold. I think he went as high as 200, but for some reason he couldn't find anybody, I guess. But I got lucky, like, you know, somebody posted one of my older replies, and then he's like, oh, hey, I have it. I was like, hey, how much? He's like, oh, 50. I'm like, I'll take it. So it all worked out, I guess. But it's very, like, it's really small knit community. Like, you know, on D2JSP, like, if you see some of those people with like a lot of foreign gold, like, obviously they're linked with some, you know, websites. Some of those Diablo 2 Chinese farmer websites, you know, they sell items, you know, all those like d2ladder.com. I mean, there are millions. So I wouldn't name them all, but you know, I'm sure they're all related to that. Like, you know, I know, like, sometimes when I'm on D2JSP, like, I'm not active at all trading anymore. But, you know, I have some foreign gold still, and like, you know, I just kind of look at stuff sometimes, you know, just to see the market and whatnot. And I can tell, like, sometimes it's like, oh, like, someone must have made a huge purchase on a website. Like, these 2-3 guys are like, you know, clearly like looking for very same items. Not even similar, like identical items. It's like, oh yeah. So I don't know the whole detail and how they're linked, but obviously there's some sort of a linkage internally to everybody. So, but anyways, so far, if you see the gameplay, yeah, just very powerful. And you know, again, having Enigma is just so powerful. Makes you so mobile, and helps you reposition your mercenary. And for me, like, that's such a huge help. Like, one thing I was kind of debating were my fairy druids. So I have 3 like melee druids, I guess, you know, to be more accurate. And as you know, druids, while they're in their form, they cannot teleport. So that means I would have to come out of the form to teleport, which I find it annoying. I find it, not, you know, just piss off, you know. So, you know, in my videos too, if you guys see, 3 of my druids are wearing fortitude for, you know, more damage and all reds and whatnot. But what if I change them to Enigma? Okay, well, strength will be definitely big, you know, thing that'll be resolved, but I'll be losing all reds. However, I'll be gaining teleport and 45 faster run walk, which I find very valuable, especially on the druid. However, you know, it's like, I would have to always get out of the form to teleport. So it's like, I don't know, it's almost like chicken rip. I don't know if you guys know what I mean by that. It's a story from I guess Chinese history during a Romance of Three Kingdom days, when, you know, Cao Cao, or, you know, I'm gonna use Korean pronunciation, not Chinese pronunciation. So when Jojo, like, he was attacking Yubi, And this is when Yubi had kind of like built his kingdom, the Chok dynasty in the Sachan, Sichuan in China. And this one castle, Hanjung, that was like pretty much like the gate to the central China. And it was a war to kind of fully gain control of that between Chojo and Yubi. And Yubi at the time, he had the best, smartest strategist, Chegalyang, with him. And Chojo, who ruled 2/3 of China and is known to be one of the great heroes, he was struggling. He was losing the war. He was losing the battle. And one dinner, he was having a chicken rib, and he loved chicken. But he was having this chicken rib, and it really like spoke his mind. Because if you look at a chicken rib, it's delicious, but it's difficult to eat because of those bones. Those meat, it's kind of like waste to throw away. It's kind of hard to eat, and that's the whole description here. Like that area, that castle was like that to him. It was like a chicken rib. Like he didn't want to let it. He didn't want to give it up because right now he has a kind of like a stranglehold on Yubi by holding on to that gate city. But if you lose control, then Yubi now has access to central China where he could attack him. So that's why it was like that. And long story short, he ends up killing one of his advisors who read his mind completely, and he was pissed off that he was read, and he kills him, continues the war, and it was really bad. So he used that advisor whom he had killed as an excuse to retreat. But chicken rib, it's a pretty famous story in Asian culture. Who knows this Chinese history, or 삼국지, the Sanggo, Romance of Three Kingdoms. So yeah, sometimes it's kind of like that, But anyways, so yeah, let me go ahead and kill these guys real quick. But as you see, the melee is very powerful, and because of the dream, it's doing the damage. So it's like a dot, right? Damage over time. That's exactly what dream is. It's a dot damage. So eventually within that certain time frame, if the monsters don't kill me, well, they'll die. So here, let's go on. Let me go to Baal. So it's just really strong in so many ways. You're taking advantage of a high physical damage with the Grief in the fastest speed form that also does not require any repair. Because Phaseblade is that weapon that doesn't require repair. And if you saw that, the boss, he was immune to physical. And yes, my Reaper's Stole just comes in to do this trick. But sometimes, I mentioned this before, that sometimes, the Reaper's Toll wouldn't still break it, because Reaper's Toll Decreefy effect is only 50% physical damage reduction. So if the mob happens to have more, which is possible on the leader, the boss guy, out of the pack, then it could be that he cannot be, he cannot remove that with Reaper's Toll. But anyways, so going through, it's really nice. Let me just kind of rebow. And the CTA, it's I have it on my bot to kind of try to catch it too, but I have never caught it once. It's really rare, which is why it commands that kind of price, which is about 1,004 gold on D2JSP. Like I saw one recently. This guy, he wanted 12, like 1,200. So, but mine, I bought mine as cheap as 400. So I think 1,200 is like way out there though. But right now in West Ladder, the market is like, when I look at D2JSP, like on the bottom, like it shows you like how many people are browsing. At any given time, like West non-ladder, like 7 people, 10 people. Like when it's like kind of like off work hours, maybe like 5 or 6 Pacific Standard Time, like PM, like 15 people. So it's really like low, like population count, and it's hard to find buyers, it's hard to find sellers. Like you know, the activity, the economy activity is like so low. It's really dead. And you know, nobody really plays on non-ladder. I mean, there are a lot of duped items too. Like I never dealt with any duped items, so you know, I'm not knowledgeable. But you know, I do see a lot of people posting like hybrids. Like, I read about how the hybrids came around. I guess you know those times like I was gone, but it's very crazy. And you know, I guess they're around on you know West non-ladder enough. So, but with this, okay, yeah, like the good thing is you know, like sometimes like if you don't know where the mobs are, at least the holy shot will get them, and then you can see where it is. So it kind of helps out. Did I have anything? Oh yeah, I wanna go ahead and I have a Surun in my cube, and yes, I got that. There was a self-found, and I love it because no, but he has something. You know what? Let me pick it up and just reread again. Well, it didn't have J mod. In fact, it was half a J mod. So you know, but still, what else did yeah, I saw three. Oh, 3 to Iron Golem and 3 to, oh, okay. But it needs to have like 3 to like all Poison Nova skill or something, you know, that way it becomes +6. So yeah, I'm looking for, which I'll probably never find. Like I'm looking for 5 Necro or 5 Poison Nova or 6 Poison Nova with 2 socket, JMA stats, and lower resist. That's all I would ask for. 2 socket. So if it's rare, I think it's only 1. Blue will get to 2. And also if it's blue, it's gonna have to be 6 Poison Nova. Whereas if it's yellow, it'd be 2 Necro and then 3 Poison Nova. Which actually, like, those small differences, yeah, actually they do matter. You gotta really consider all that. But anyways, like, so, you know, so 2 socket, like that. So Jmod, you know, stats, which is like what, 20, 30, faster blocking, faster whatever. And then just lower resist is another stat. If I do that, oh my god, if I have that kind of item, it would just save so much of my skills on my, you know, Necro. So let me go ahead and kill this Bale. Ooh, it's pretty fast too, right? He had the debuff and he had all that damage from my, you know, Grief here. So anyways, that was the run. And you know, this is what I guess would consider and what I have found to be considered to be more of the cookie cutter style with Grief physical damage and Dream holy shock damage. But yeah, there's so many different variations. There's no wrong way. There are only so many right ways to bring upon hell. To hell. But anyways, yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you again and have a good one.